Welcome. We are Group 9, Sweet Cities. We wanted to provide a website for graduating seniors and software engineers to be able to see the best place to live and work based off of the city, company, and the job. Next, we'll talk about our team.
Hey, I'm Toby. I'm a third year CS major, and I primarily work with the front end. So that's stuff like working with the splash page, styling components. I also created the Selenium and Mocha test and implemented the visualizations of our other team.
Hey, I'm Kushal. I'm also a third year CS major. My major role was front end, designing and implementing parts of models and instance pages.
Hey guys, I'm Ben. I am also a third year. Beyond just the general backend work, I was in charge of the AWS hosting and database management.
I am Wintong. I mainly work on backend routing and functionality implementation. I also work on API design and Postman and some data management.
Hi, I'm Yichen. I'm a third year CS major. I mainly work with front. I did about page. I added pagination to models pages. I added filtering, searching, sorting to model pages with Kushal. Let's walk you through with the demonstration of our website. The URL is thesweetcities.com. Let's first talk about searching of our website. We support searching functionality in each model pages. As a demonstration, let's go to one of our models, so cities. You can see there's a search bar on the right here. Our search bar supports partial search and exact search. As an example, let's do an exact search first. Let's search for Houston. Now we see a card popping up with Houston highlighted. This is a keyword you search by. And then we can do a more general search, a partial search, for example, TE. Now you see more city instances with, like, inside of it, there are attributes that match with TE. All TEs are highlighted. That means you can not only search like by city names, but also by any attribute that shows on a card. Then we also support searching across all of our models from our splash page. There's a search bar in the middle, right in the middle. Explore all models. Let's search for Austin. It also supports exact search. Austin is a great example. Let's explore it. So Austin car shows up in our cities.
So for the demonstration purposes, let's go to our companies page. We can go by clicking companies in the nav bar. Now, if you want, you can filter. Let's talk about filtering first. So if you want, you can filter all the companies just by the state. That's what the first one does. Let's say we want to filter by California. So it shows all the cards, or all the companies rather, which are located within the state California. You can verify that by one of the attributes down there that says state as California. Now you can also filter by any of the attributes that are being displayed on the card. So for example, if you want to search by market capitalization, or filter by market capitalization, you can choose that. But you also need to give it what do you want to filter it by. Like, you want high market capitalization, you want low, you want it medium. So let's say we want a high. So it's going to search for all the companies that are in California with a market capitalization categorized as high. And as you can see, you have all those results. You can, of course, choose to look on the second page using our pagination feature. And you can also verify that all the market capitalization for the company are high. Now, you can also sort this entire result by any of the attributes again. Let's say, for example, if we want to sort by stock price, by default, it's going to order by ascending by the stock prices. But if you want, you can also choose descending by clicking on order by, and it will show you all the results sorted by descending stock price. Now those were our features for filtering and sorting. We also have a feature for comparing. So let's say you wanted to compare two companies, let's say MEI, or my bad, MAI, or let's forget about that. Let's have any of the two companies. Let's say the first one, if you click here, it says Chipotle Mexican Grill was added for comparison. And if you click on compare, it's going to give you an error saying that you have to at least select one more company to compare. This is because, of course, you cannot just compare one company with itself. So if you select the other company, it says it's added for comparison, and now you can compare those two side by side for yourself.
For visualizations, we have one visualization for each model. The city's visualization is a map and displays the average level of living in. If you hover on the block of each city, you will see the cost of living index from our database. It's the average. So I just average the cost of living index of all the cities in a state and get this number. For companies visualization, it displays the number of companies in a state from our database. For job visualization, we display all of the jobs available from our API, and then bigger circles means like it displays the median salary of each job. So bigger circles means this job is you'll earn more job. You'll earn more money from this job.
So these are the visualizations for our customers All Olympics. And this first chart is a bar chart with two stacked bars of the latest champion gender distribution by country. So basically, you look at the number of champions in each event that a country has. You take these top 10 so countries and then see how they're divided between genders. The second chart is a GDP per capita versus total Olympic medal scatter plot. And basically, I've taken the GDP population and total medalist data from all Olympics, shaved off some outliers, and then shown the general trend of these two attributes per country. And then for the final visualization is the number of hosted Olympic Games by country. And so here you're gonna have this legend of all of these different countries, and the size of their bubble correlates to how many times they've hosted the Olympics. And so these are the three visualizations that we came up with.
Awesome. Thanks for the demonstration, guys. So now we're going to go into the self-critique. Some things I think we as a group did well. I think we implemented searching very well, as well as I think our communication after phase 2 improved drastically. We began to have like tri-weekly meetings in a very agile style where we had quick talks about what we plan to do before next meeting, what we had done, and what we need to help with. Also, we learned a lot. We learned how to better work as a group beyond just phase 1 and 2. We also learned a lot of technical skills, such as React, Bootstrap. We learned how to do proper API design, how to work with databases, how AWS hosting works, as well as ways to integrate front end to back end. We also taught each other a lot of things as well. So as far as teamwork, we were able to learn how each other communicated and what each of our strengths were, so we could pit our strengths with each other to allow us to excel and work efficiently. We also learned from each other different skills we had already had. For example, I learned Flask and SQL Alchemy from Youngtung, and front end from Yuchin and Kushal and Toby. And I taught back end skills as SQL skills and such items like that.
There are definitely areas that we could improve on. We could find a better data source at the beginning. And for front end, we could improve our UI design and probably avoid reusing code for our models instance in our front end. And we could also do a better database management with the use of foreign key and indices we learn later in this class. With the use of Academy, we are able to provide recognition of our work for each team members. and we are able to focus on what to improve and work on for the next phase. Something that puzzles us is that working around the front end when the API and database is still in the development mode. Our users are all on PFs. We think they did pretty well on their good choice of font, and they have a pretty awesome landing page.
They also did a pretty good job with their API designs. It was really helpful. The Postman was really helpful when we were creating the visualizations from their data.
They did a really good job consistently implementing changes for their user stories, and I thought they did well with the user stories because we've had discussions on whether or not the changes would fit with their website. For example, we once brought up a footer, and they provided good arguments against implementing some of the issues that we brought up. And from their website, there's two different ways that we learned from them. The first is technical details. For example, they have a nice loading page when information has not been fully rendered to the screen. And they also have this navigation menu that flips when your mouse is above the nav bar. Instead of opening the menu down, it actually opens up. And the second thing we learned about their website are things relating to the content of the Olympics. For example, it was pretty nice to see a table of different orders of which countries had the most total amount of medals. And then when we were doing visualizations, we also learned a lot of information that were mentioned in the API, but wasn't actually in their model pages themselves.
I know they've done a great job, but there's still room for improvement. One thing is that they can have better color choice for about page.
Something else that just kind of puzzled us about the website is under the countries model pages. You can have the ability to sort by region. However, none of the cards or like the table doesn't have what that specific region is, so it can be confusing as a user. Lastly, thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and we hope that you enjoyed our website.